Hello. I was going to do this mini webinar about goal setting, but after coming across some statistics about stress, I decided that I would actually talk to you about stress. So I want to help you. That's simple. I'm a life coach and NLP practitioner, and I do suffer when I see people totally stressed, feeling unable to continue with their lives in a manner that they would like to. And it is important that we actually get our stress under control. So first of all, the statistics I have come across. Sorry, I've been using my notes because I don't remember them by heart yet. So in 2017, 2018, 15.4 million working days were lost due to stress, depression, or anxiety. And this is according to Labour Force survey. The group of people who are most affected by stress are professionals. And I've been thinking actually why this is the case. And I've realized that professionals are the people who are kind of stuck in a way. Because first of all, they have high demands on their jobs. The targets that are set for them to achieve, the high responsibility they've got for their jobs as well, and in their jobs for other people quite often, are important factors that contribute to their stress. And at the same time, if you think about how much control professionals have over what's happening in their jobs and over the resources that are available to them, this is not a great picture. So no surprise that actually professionals are the highest or the most stressed group of people. Then I was thinking about which group or which industry it affects most. And as it turns out, according to the survey, people in education are the most stressed people out of all the industries. Now, the question is, can we avoid stress? And the answer is pretty simple, no. What we can do though is to control our response to stress. It is not possible suddenly to change things unless you actually decide to leave this country, go to live in a country where you probably have very little resources, very little going on, maybe somewhere where banks don't even exist. Then probably you would have a more comfortable and less stressful life. But the question is this what you want? If you actually like the challenges and the rewards as well of the modern Western lifestyle, this comes with stress. That's pretty simple. So what we need to know is to control our stress response. So first of all, I want you to understand that the stress response that you've got is often not something very, very conscious, but something that you have learned perhaps a long time ago, maybe in your teenage years, maybe even in your childhood. If you were in any kind of a stressful situation, you reacted somehow and you overcame the situation. You survived, you were good, you were fine, you were healthy, and your body recorded that kind of response and has used it ever since to protect yourself from stressful situations. Now, is this the response that is still adequate? Well, quite often it is not. Quite often we just overreact. Quite often the only response we get is like, I just can't do it, and we withdraw, we hide, not physically from people, but perhaps hide emotionally, hide in our thoughts, we hide our feelings and how stressed we are from people who are close to us because we don't want to worry them as well. And these are the responses that no longer serve the purpose. So what can you do about it? Challenge your responses, first of all. Ask yourself, is this the response that is adequate? Am I responding in the most appropriate way? And you will find that quite often you are not responding in the most appropriate way. Now, sometimes it's enough, actually, if you challenge yourself. Sometimes it's enough if you just look at how you respond and then decide to change your response. It's like, right, there is nothing really that is endangering me or my family or my life, my health. So why am I responding so strongly to the situation? If the reasons for that are not obvious, it's useful to think of, right, so do I really need to respond like this? If not, change your response. Start thinking like, it's not important. It's not that important. There are more important things in life, and this is just annoying me. This is perhaps frustrating. Also, what could happen is, if you can't deal with that yourself, if you can't actually explain to yourself what you should do, how you should react in a situation, in a stressful situation, if it's too deeply rooted and you cannot get control over that, don't suffer in silence, don't suffer alone. I know there is a stigma or kind of blockage in our thinking, like, right, I have to solve it myself, I have to deal with it myself. The answer is actually, you do not. There are people there to help you. You've got doctors, you've got therapists, you've got life coaches, you've got hypnotherapists, you've got counselors. There are lots of people who have been trained to help you, and many of them will actually work with you, not only on the conscious level and understanding and changing your responses and your life. A lot of people will actually work with you on your unconscious or subconscious level, which means that whatever programs you have been running for all those years, they will change them. They will actually help you transform your response to a better one, to a more adequate one, and perhaps save you a lot of stress that you have been having for the last months or perhaps even years. Now, but before that happens, if you decide it is not yet time to consult anyone, but you want some quick fixes, I will give you 2 tips today. Obviously, because I don't know your situation, I don't know why you are stressed, I don't know what's causing it, it is not perhaps possible that these 2 quick fixes are for you actually. But what I find very, very useful, and this is something that a lot of people say, oh no, I can't do it, but it's meditation or just focusing on your breathing. And a lot of people say, yes, but when I meditate, I actually forget to breathe properly, or I can't stay in that meditative state for long, or I start thinking about other things. It doesn't matter. Meditation is a skill like many others. You do not have the ability to do it straight away perfectly. But why am I recommending that? You've heard it probably from a lot of people that you should do breathing or you should engage in meditation, but not many people explain why. The reason is, it is related to your neurology. So your nervous system activates the, maybe not a stress response, but it becomes very, very active on your in-breath. However, when you breathe out, your nervous system slows down the reactions, it slows down the heartbeat, your even excretion of different hormones. So it has a calming effect. So there is a constant activation of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic is the one responsible for calmness. So meditation only works because you activate this parasympathetic nervous system. You have to breathe in, then when you breathe out, you do it very, very slowly. Your out breath must be longer than your in breath, and this is something that will calm you down. You don't have to start focusing on nothing or anything else. If you don't want even to use the word meditation, fine. Use the word breathing. At least 10 breaths where you breathe in through your nose and you breathe out slowly through your mouth. If you can, then hold for a moment at the end of the out breath before you take the next breath. That would be even better, even greater benefits will come from that. So that's one thing, breathing. If you can do it for 5 minutes, fabulous. And I would say try to do it at least 10 times or 10 breaths every day for the next week. If you want to increase it to perhaps doing 3 minutes and aiming for 5 minutes, that would be even better. But you need to start somewhere. And the second tip I wanted to give you is about doing to-do lists. The reason I'm talking about it is because a lot of people are stressed because they feel there are so many things to do, they can't actually find time for everything, and they are chasing squirrels. But if you do your to-do list and prioritize into a few categories, the first is must do. There are things that you simply must do, and there is no escape from that. They should be on your list, the must do list. Then should do. There are things that you probably should do, but nothing major will happen if you don't. And perhaps then you've got the can do list. And can do list is for the tasks that you would like to have completed, but if they are postponed for a day, a week, or even a month, nothing will have an impact on what's going on. But then an important last list, the list that a lot of people actually forget about and omit. I will not do. Tasks I will not do. And I would like you to make this list of the tasks that you will not do, because there are some things that you are doing that actually don't have to be done by yourself. You can delegate these things. You can tell other people to do them, or perhaps even outsource them. Maybe if cleaning your house takes a long time, get someone to do it for you. Maybe if, for example, picking up your children from the nursery is something that is a chore and stresses you, perhaps you can get a childminder or someone in your family to pick up your children. So there are things that you do not have to do. Also, think about things that waste your time. Maybe you are spending too much time on Facebook. Yes, it relaxes you. Yes, it takes your mind off your daily problems, but does it actually help you control the time that you've got available? So these are my tips for today. And if you would like to ask any questions, and if you would like me to cover any topics in the future, please contact me. I will leave the comments or the contact details in the description, so that you can contact me directly if you don't want to post those questions in the comment section. And I hope you have a lovely week and that you will start taking your stress under control. Right? Have a nice week. Bye bye.